This is a journey into vlog.
Hey, I'm walking here.
All right, hey, it's time for our final walk and talk here of the season, of the outdoor season at least. This is Bigwave's walk and talk from round 8 at Walton Raceway, brought to you by the Canadian Race Tech Service Centers. I'm standing here awkwardly doing an interview, and I've got a couple, can you say foreigners anymore? Can you say that?
Yeah, we're foreigners.
Couple great folks we got to know. I knew Avrie before. Andy Truyts, we kind of had a great time with him this season with the Parker Eel situation and everything, and they went at it again today like crazy. So we're going to start off our walk and talk because they got to get going. I don't know, Belgium, Portland, Washougal. I'm not sure where it is they go, but hey guys. Let's, are we going to do a joint kind of thing? I'm going to turn this over to you, and who's going to say, well, I screwed up too. I also screwed up and said that Avrie ended up 3rd, but she ended up 2nd because, Jamie Estadio wasn't here because she had her wisdom teeth out. So anyway, guys, I'm going to turn it over here, and you guys, maybe Andy could interview you or somebody. Let's see guys, good to get to know you guys.
Yeah, so what do you think of your race
You're
today?
interviewing me? Oh, my race was not good today. But yeah, unfortunately, like, Jamie got her wisdom teeth out. I think it was kind of like an emergency thing where she had a lot of pain. So I've had like a toothache before too. I'm sure that was way gnarlier, but yeah, she got her wisdom teeth out, so she didn't show up because she said she couldn't put her helmet on even. Man. So, but yeah, we had some other girls show up, and you know, the girls raced here all week, which I wasn't able to do. So
one girl in particular who is very fast.
Yeah, yeah.
But I do feel like the first 3 laps is where Avrie lacks a little bit. Yeah. But if you saw at the end, they were all kind of going the same lap times.
What a nice husband.
No, it is. No, it is. Like, but she misses the first 3-4 laps.
Yeah.
She knows that.
Yeah.
So.
If I come back next year, like, that's definitely something that I need to work on. Just like starts and sprints, because like Ev is so good at that, and she says like she doesn't even know how she does it, but it's like I can tell she just switches into race mode, and like I'm good at like getting it, like just starting and like keeping the same pace for the whole race, but I really need to like
she would be better
quick,
at a 35-minute moto.
Yeah, like I'm more of a long moto kind of person.
Just go down the road and just rip off a few, just do a corner track and then come and show up for the gate drop.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just need to stop being a trail rider and
there you go.
Sprint the first.
Well, congratulations. You ended up, like you said, you ended up 2nd in the series. We knew you were going to be in this battle. It was great to see you guys. We knew it was going to be like that because it was before and it is again. Hopefully you guys do come back. Andy, we got it over to you. Like I said, we had a lot of fun there with the Parker Eels thing.
Yeah.
The 2 big guys having some fun. What happened, man? You were leading that train all that last moto.
I know.
You had the 3 guys behind you, and then you had some trouble. Yeah,
I was like leading the pack like 8th, 9th, 10th position over there, and I was feeling that was gonna be my place. I was gonna keep him behind me. Jeremy Mackay set an attack on me, and I was trying to like be in front of him again, but my front end washed out because I was being a little bit too aggressive, and I fucked it up there. And then I kind of had to gather everything together again and try to get my speed again. I got an 11th overall. Overall I got an 11th in the second race, but my first race was really bad. Like I made a gnarly crash at the pit lane there, kind of was beat up a little bit.
And that
I was going in too aggressive after that because I was a little pissed on myself. Blew up my arms, and man, like it wasn't just going how I wanted.
Yeah, it was not good.
But for the Parker Eels batter, I finished 1 point ahead of him in the championship.
Oh, did you? By 1 point you got him?
1 point.
Oh, I gotta go find him in the pits and talk about that. That's awesome. Well, hey guys, really good. Nice to have you here, Andy. Good to get to know you, have some fun and everything. You guys, good luck with that. What are you gonna do next, you guys?
Well, we're gonna hit some local races at Washougal and stuff, and in America. And we'll see for next year. Like I gotta figure things out with my work. Like because it's been really tough. Like I'm getting more and more tired from all the traveling. And so if I'm gonna come back next year, I really want to take time off and like stay here on the East Coast. And I feel like Parker Eels is the same thing. But he did great for. He's doing the same. He's doing the same thing as me. He's doing the same thing as me, and he was getting the results out there. So I wasn't. So. No,
just not today.
I was better in the first part.
Listen, you guys both so supportive of each other.
I know, like
he was better in the second part. He was better in the second part of the season.
All right, you guys. Well, come on out. Let's close the gate and let's. I gotta walk back. Are you guys going back that way too?
Yeah.
Let's take a walk and maybe.
Is this no cuts?
I don't, well, I don't cut. Now when I walk to somewhere, I kind of talk about stuff. See, now I'm gonna have to cut this out. No, I'm not gonna, that sounds like work on my end.
This is like behind the scenes, I feel
It
like.
is. It's just silly. And it's, if there's no editing and I just kind of blabber on and it just goes up to YouTube, you can fast forward if you need to. I don't know. Maybe this is the stuff you don't want to fast forward.
Everybody fast forwards to where they are in the
Yeah, exactly. I know I don't put chapters in it or anything, but all right. So what did you? I guess you don't know any better, Andy. But the track running backwards. Did you? You were west or east? Did you ride this one?
I never raced this, so this is all we know.
Okay, so never mind.
First time.
Seemed
for us
fine,
on
right?
All these tracks, like.
Yeah.
You like the ruts?
Yeah, I wish it got rougher, honestly.
You know, one thing I want to bring it out there is like next year they should do the 450 and 250 practices first, so we can make the lines instead of the.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good argument.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But then they were grooming it quite a bit. I thought they were over grooming it, to be honest with you, between races.
Yeah.
But...
Like honestly, for me the speed was a little bit. They should have left it. Like,
yeah.
Way more gnarly. I
I kind of think they could have done that as well. But hey, we'll talk about that here. But
Yeah,
right.
but I feel like Triple Crown is really good at like listening to our suggestions, and like I've never had that in a series like MXGP or AMA. They're gonna be like, yeah, whatever. But Triple Crown.
Oh yeah, sure, we're listening to you.
Us, which is really nice.
Okay.
So we'll see.
All right, you guys. Well,
Yes.
Nice walk, nice talk.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Good
for
luck,
all your
safe
hard work,
travels
Bill.
and everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, see you guys. Well, that was nice to see them so supportive of each other. All right, so let's get right to it then. That was nice of them. Obviously, Avrie did the MXGP stuff, or well, WMX over there. Andy's a Belgian rider. They now live in Washougal, so it's pretty cool to have a little international flavor. It's kind of nice to start off a little chat with those guys. Let's talk about the racing today. Obviously, big points leads for the two guys out front, Ryder McNabb and in the 250 and Dylan Wright in the 450. Overall today went 3-1, went to Josiah Natsky. Man, great battles. He ended up, going 3-1. Looked like he, I remember last year when he showed up and it was kind of like he just crushed it. And we were kind of like, oh my God, this guy's gonna just win everything. So it was cool to see him finish on a high note. He ended up 3-1 for the overall. Mitchell Harrison, I wonder, do you guys want to go through the motos? Like I did with the Transcan? Because we could certainly do that. Hang on, let me go to, let me get to 250 Moto 1 here, guys. Hang on, be right back. Okay, here we go. So gate drops, whole shot, goes to Ryder McNabb, does what he has to do, gets out front. Second, Noah Viney looking good. We needed Noah, notoriously good starter. I mean, he's just famous for his great start. So he got out front in that one, so it was nice to see him. And finally, a good start too by Quinn Amyotte. Quinn Amyotte, the problem he's been having is getting the start. So it was good to see him actually jump on a start, get out there in third place early. When they came around again, there was must have been some kind of a mess. It happened where I didn't see it. I mean, if you watch the Wright TV program, then maybe they showed it, I'm sure. But Noah Viney out in the lead, so it was cool to see that, the number 61, followed by Mitchell Harrison. Man, he was strong in the end of the season here for sure. Then Ryder McNabb had dropped back a little bit. And I'm very impressed too with Preston Masiangelo, the number 35 out there. He's got potential, man. I hope he keeps up here, keeps at it, and can find a good ride, because that kid, I mean, early on he was kind of, I think he was having a bit of a kind of a health issue. He wasn't sure why he was so tired, didn't have any strength and stuff. So it was good to see him finish strong. Yeah, so then, just Natsky on the second lap was dropped back a couple spots. At the 9-minute point, that's when Ryder McNabb got to the lead after the rollers. He made a pass on Mitchell Harrison there to take the lead. So that was guys were just flying there through the rollers, tripling and that and stuff like that. So at the halfway mark, it was the two guys had kind of separated themselves. So McNabb was out front with Mitchell Harrison. There's a bit of a gap back to Josiah Natsky, a little bit of a gap back to Kevin Benoit, who was ahead of Quinn Amyotte, and then Quinn kind of was putting on a charge. So it was good to see that. And then again, I mentioned two guys I have circled here that I wanted to kind of give kudos to was Preston Masiangelo, who I just did, and number 33, Tanner Scott, looked great out there too in this one. He had some troubles, I think, in the second one. And then Noah Viney had dropped back a little bit. They made a nice little battle back there with those guys, and also with Sebastian Racine, Jake Piccolo, and the 28 of Sam Gaynor, who of course won the championship in the FXR premix class. So let's oh yeah, I was just talking about a good race there. Tanner Scott tipped over though, unfortunately dropped back a little bit. Let's move on here. Excuse me. By the way, top of my page here, it says, "We have fans. You should have seen this place." I think I'm going to go out on a limb and say this was the best. I have to use this analogy. The most American-looking national I think we've ever had. These guys, they moved the stage over. They moved all the vendors over here. This place was packed. Like, yeah, people lining the fences, coming back and forth to the stage here to talk about the overalls and things, and people. And Brett Lee did a great job with the in-house microphone. He was telling stories. He was getting the backstories for everybody. So it was really kind of cool that he took the time to do that and everything. Made it a little bit tight for me to get back over to the start for the next motos, but it was really good. So Brett did just a fantastic job of that. Got the because they were like, this wasn't just friends and family, man. This was people here to see racing. It was impressive. So kudos to the Walton crew. I don't know if it was a promotion or if something just went well, that this was like I say, the best, I think maybe the best national I have ever seen. So that's pretty high praise. I've been to a lot of Canadian nationals. But okay, so moving on, just wanted to get that out of the way. Quinn Amyotte ended up being all over Kevin Benoit there near the end. And then also Josiah Natsky was closing in on Mitchell Harrison, who kind of lost a bit of touch with Ryder McNabb out front. Nice battle between Masiangelo and Piccolo. Also a nice battle going on with Viney and Sebastian Racine. Then Tanner Scott kind of right back. And then a kind of a bit of a break back to Gaynor. But at the flag there, we had Sebastian Racine did what he had to do. Had a nice lead over number 8 and 23 for second and third. Cavan was just off the podium there in fourth. Yeah, so then let's move on to the first 450. This, the kind of the big deal here was that it was Shawn Maffenbeier's final national, maybe, let's just call it. Basically, it was his farewell, his last one. We'll call it his last one. If he shows up at one, great. He's not traveling and doing the whole thing like he was before. That is the plan. And I straight up asked him, and he said, "No, I'm not coming back. This is definitely my, I'm out." So it was kind of cool. For the second moto, they let him do the sight lap. He went out by himself. He kind of went around for his kind of a farewell. The crowd went nuts for him, and like I say, there was a big crowd, so it was cool to see that. So they went nuts. That was good to see him. First gate drops. I was looking through my view screen, so I may actually have it. I'm not sure. I haven't had a chance to look, but Tyler Medaglia down hard in the first turn, gets up way at the back. He and Michael De Silva, I guess. Michael De Silva said, I think he said his rad got ripped off from in the accident. But anyway, Tyler makes his way back up. Turns out he had some troubles, and because of where he finished, where did he finish? He finished way up in 7th. Went from dead last up to 7th, and because that kind of clinched his third place, he didn't have to get out there. He was kind of dizzy, he wasn't seeing properly. He was told, "Nah, no, you're done, man." So that was good. He still ended up third in the series, so that's doing okay. I saw him after the race. He kind of went over, congratulated all the guys at the podium and stuff like that for the championship. But anyway, Tyler was down, came up to 7th all the way, and the pole shot went to Dylan Wright. That's not what you want to see, with Jess Pettis right on him. And then Pettis fell on the first lap, and then Dylan fell on the first lap. So when they came around out to finish the first lap, Tanner Ward, local boy from here, he's on the team here, so pretty cool for him to actually be leading this one. He was out front. The crowd was going nuts. There's tons of support for him. And also I have this one circled too, because number 26, pardon me, Julien Benek, man, great day for him too. He was up in the mix, looking great all day. He was in second place at this point. Maffenbeier was third. Dylan Wright was now fourth. Fifth, kind of where we always kind of see Daniel Elmore was in fifth, so it was good to see that. And then right up there, number 96, the intermediate, who he just won the Yamaha factory ride for the Trans Cans. He was up there in a good position. Nate Mason was up there. Nick Collins. Yeah, Tyler Gibbs. So yeah, let's go down. We'll look around as Dylan was working his way up, and then at the 9-minute mark, he fell in the Honda corner. How classic. On a Honda, in the Honda corner. Anyway, he fell in that corner over there. You know where I mean, over by the Honda barn. They put up the Honda banners there and stuff. He went down, kind of lost some more positions again. Let's move over here. So then Dylan made it way up to right behind. He was right behind Benek, who I was talking about. Then he got by him for third at around the 12-minute mark, halfway mark. Tanner Ward still up front. Dylan made his way around Maffenbeier, so he was second. Moff was third. Bit of a gap now back to Julien Benek. And then also there was a gap back to Daniel Elmore, who had Jess Pettis making his way back up from his fall, and he managed to get around him just past the halfway mark. And there was a huge gap back to Gibbs, and Medallia had now clawed his way up to there. And right behind him was a nice little battle between Mackay and Nate Mason. At around the 18-minute mark, back in that Honda corner, Dylan made his way around and took over the lead again. So Dylan was out front, got by Tanner for a long time too. Again, Benek, I'm talking about him. He held off Jess Pettis for quite a while, so good for him to be able to hold back some with that kind of speed. So good to see him coming on strong in the latter part of this season. Let's see. Let's get right to the finish of this one. And then, so I mentioned that Pettis got by Moff. Remember that because Moff and Pettis have a thing in the second one at around the 26.5-minute mark. With the two laps to go, it was Dylan Wright had kind of taken over this one. Not a huge lead though. Tanner was kind of certainly keeping him honest, keeping him in sight. They had a bit of a gap back now. Jess Pettis was in third, like I mentioned. Maffenbeier fourth. A gap back to Benek. And then Pettis was closing in on Tanner at the end with one lap to go. But in the end, it was Dylan was about only 6 seconds ahead of Tanner, followed by Jess Pettis. He had 15 seconds on Moff, 11 seconds back to Julien Benek, and then a big like 20-second gap back to Daniel Elmore. Let's take a look at the 250 Moto 2 whole shot. Josiah Natsky, he loves this place. So Josiah is out front. Second place, Kevin Benoit. Third, nice little battle going on in the first lap with Quinn Amyotte trying to hold off Mitchell Harrison. We had the other guys, all kind of things. And number 17 was up in there. He's in the top 10 start. He's up here on a borrowed two-stroke. I'm going to guess it's Andrew White's because he sent a comment on that. Said, "Oh, nice bike." So I'm assuming it might be one of Andrew White's bikes. So yeah, so it was cool to see Chris Blackmer up here though on a two-stroke. Halfway way through this one. Up front with a nice little battle between Natsky and Benoit. We're going at it. A gap back to a nice little battle between Harrison and rider McNabb. Quinn Amyotte was behind them, kind of running by himself. And behind that, nice little battle between Noah Viney and Sebastian Racine. Jake Piccolo, who just rode by on a pit bike there, he was kind of alone. And then Masiangelo got around Gaynor, but then rider McNabb messed up, dropped back. So with the 2 laps to go, there goes Jake. Let's kind of jump ahead in this one here. I'm gonna kind of head in there. Oh, by the way, yeah, so then I mentioned something happened with Paul Kingsley. I'm like, what happened? 2 bikes, I don't know if it was, I think I was told, I think it was Zach Eufemsef and another Yamaha rider got together at the finish line, coming off the track, and took out Paul Kingsley, who was kind of on the ground for a while. Sounds like he's okay though, because I saw him later and he didn't mention it. He was back to work, but sounds like he was down on the ground for a little bit. So that's could have been worse, it sounds like. So then Mitchell Harrison was all over Kevin Benoit for second. Really nice battle. I mentioned there too. It got kind of better. They got to leave him closer. Racine and Piccolo went at it. That was good. But yeah, in the end. Oh, also. Ryder McNabb was saying that he had a fork seal had gone and the oil had kind of got on his brakes. He had no front brake. Then he had some mud in his back brake in the back section there, and kind of crashed, went off the track kind of thing. So that kind of messed him up for sure. So at the flag, Josiah Natsky took this one, 4 seconds up on Mitchell Harrison. Then third in this one, kind of riding on his own because there was 38 seconds back to Quinn Amyotte in fourth. So that was third for Kevin Benoit. 40 seconds Quinn Amyotte had over Ryder McNabb, but Ryder McNabb was the champ. Ryder McNabb took that title, defended it, and is once again your champ. Let's so the overall, Natsky first, Harrison second, McNabb third, Benoit fourth, and Quinn Amyotte fifth. All right, so then we only had one moto left of the day, and this is one where they let Maffenbeier go out, lead first. He went out. He was probably crying in his helmet. He broke into tears at the podium there because the way this one transpired, he ended up on the podium, which was kind of perfect that we got to see him up there, and we got to see him actually doing it. Peace.
Peace, brother.
That's Team Canada's manager. That's Courtney Lloyd and Ben. Okay, so in this one, like I mentioned, no Tyler Medaglia. I hadn't been able to, because we had the 250 podium excitement going on over here. Had to run over there just so I could catch the for the highlight video. So I was able to get the video of the start. So I didn't get up there, so I didn't actually know that Tyler wasn't up there. So I didn't actually find out till I was, hey, where's Tyler? And nobody seemed to know. So anyway, sounds like he's okay, but hit his head pretty good in that first one, so he sat out. Whole shot to Jess Pettis. And then, of course, when they came around and back to where I was after the start, it was Pettis and Dylan Wright. Pettis trying to hold him off. And, man, early in this one, at first, it looked like it was like overflow, like some steam just kind of pouring out of the bottom of Jess's bike. And it's like, okay, well, that could go away. Then it did go away. And you know what that normally means. That means probably no coolant anymore. Anyway, all of a sudden there wasn't steam, there was smoke actually coming out of the tailpipe. So I was like, uh-oh. So I was not really allowed to give signals, but I'm sure he knew, obviously. But I was kind of giving the old think kind of thing, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I don't know if that thing's going to make it, but he kept pushing. He kept staying up there in second. He was going pretty good. Like 10 minutes in, he was still up there. And then Tanner Ward was, you know, kind of behind him. They had a bit of a gap back to Maffenbeier, and a nice little battle between Elmore and Benek. So that was pretty good. And then Nate Mason was up there as well. But yeah, it was actually, I saw the steam mostly at the around the 14-minute mark is where it says, I've got it written down here that I noticed it. And I mentioned that good battle between Elmore and Benek. And then the race of the day, I think the whole race of it was they kind of spread out a little bit. So the way it got, the best thing was probably the Andy Truyts, who we just talked to. Andy Truyts, Jeremy Mackay, Michael De Silva, who I put up an interview with in the on the Instagram, so if you want to go check that out. And of course, Andy Truyts' nemesis, Parker Eel. So we got to kind of work our way down that way to kind of talk to him about that, because it was epic, pretty epic battle. And like I say, everyone else kind of got spread out so much that that ended up being the one that was kind of the best.
Give it up, man. That thing is over. It's done. The year is done. Shut that thing off.
Talking about your career?
Shut it off. It's all done. It's over.
Can you cry for us?
No, I've cried too much today.
He can't be leaving. I doubt he's leaving. All right, well, before I dive into there, because that's where I want to end up, I just want to kind of finish this off here. Yeah, those guys had a great race. So we're at the halfway mark. Dylan Wright was he was putting a stamp on this one. He was killing it. Jess was still up in second, but boy, he just knew the clock was ticking on him. Tanner Ward was behind him, and they had a big gap. Yeah, like I say, it was now coming out the tailpipe. Elmore was closing in on Maffenbeier, starting to look pretty good there. And now Julien Benek had kind of dropped off a little bit from behind. He was kind of pressuring Elmore. He kind of lost him a little bit. And then Andy Truyts messed up. He was getting tired. He kind of admitted it, and that was because Jeremy Mackay was pressuring him pretty good. So they got by, and then he kind of dropped. So it was, and then all of a sudden Parker Eels got by both of them. Parker got by. He got by Truyts and by De Silva. By the way, yeah, I'm gonna have to ask Dylan about this, because he came. It wasn't even the last lap. It wasn't even a 2-card. Dylan went up off the catapult here, the kind of catapult step down, I don't know what you want to call it, and he kind of gave a little salute to some people in the crowd there. So I'm not sure if he knew them, if they were cheering him loudly. I'll have to ask him what the deal was there. But it was kind of cool to see him. It's not even much of a whole lot of time there. Anyway, it was kind of cool to see him salute some people over there. Like I say, it was packed. It was amazing. I said the only 2 good battles on the thing were between Nate Mason and Jeremy Mackay. They were having a nice little battle, and then it was. And then it was De Silva and Parker Eels kind of thing, because that was after that 4-way battle kind of disintegrated. And now Tanner could, obviously you could smell it. The place was, you had to kind of hold your breath when Jess went by, because it was really billowing the smoke, and that was pretty sneaky. And so Tanner started closing in on him on the last lap, as Jess obviously was trying to limp it in. He should have limped a little harder, I think, unfortunately, because Jess's bike let go on the last lap, kind of over in the wood section over here, kind of what Dave likes to call the gravity cavity section over there. So that's where it died. I saw Jess walking in here with his fiance, walking back, unfortunately, as everybody was celebrating over on the podium. So a tough break. At the flag, it was Dylan Wright, was miles ahead. And then Tanner Ward gap back to Maffenbeier, who made the podium because of the problem with. So it's kind of perfect that he did actually get on the podium for his final race. And then in 4th it was Elmore, and 5th 5-5. Great result for Julien Benek, like I said. And then it was. You know what? I'm going to grab him right now, because I just said how good his day was. Julien Benek, dude. I just finished talking about it. We just finished the second 450 moto. 5.5, dude. You looked really good out there.
Yeah, no, I felt pretty good. The track was super technical, but no, I'm good at technical, so keeping feet on the pegs and standing lots, and it worked.
Nice. Yeah, that's kind of that new school thing I was kind of showing. Look at this guy coming over here too. What's going on?
What's up? Our buddy Julien here had a good day.
He did.
He rode good.
He rode very well.
Rode very well.
Surprised myself.
5.5, yeah, man.
Yeah.
You really started to come on the last part of the season. This guy's really turning on the 450. You didn't get your classic good starts. What happened?
First moto, sometimes, you know, you just don't get a good start. Kind of spun a bit, worked my way up to 8th, and I was like, you know what? It's a good ride.
What were you off the start?
Yeah, good question. See?
Yeah.
Probably like back around 15th to 20th.
Okay.
But I passed a lot of guys on the first couple laps, but then I kind of got, I don't know, I was behind somebody for a little bit, and I was just eating the roost.
103? What's his face?
No, not Nate Mason.
Nate Mason.
But yeah, and then Moto 2, actually pretty good
so far
start.
down here?
I DNF Moto 2.
Oh.
But you know.
What happened?
I don't know.
What do you mean? Mechanical?
Weird noise in the bike.
Okay.
So, but you know, big thanks to Walton Cali. They I blew my bike up in practice, and then they gave me another motor, and that unfortunately went.
Seriously?
It's just, you know, sometimes you just luck of the draw, I guess. It's racing dirt bikes, you know. But yeah, I'm out. Back to Julien.
Yeah, back to Julien. He totally bogarted that.
He wants to join in.
No, it was awesome. Well, hey, congrats, man. Like you finished super strong.
Yeah.
What are you going to do now? What do you do?
I don't know. I mean, I want to focus on Supercross because they have the WSX round at Vancouver, so hopefully I can get the wild card for that.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, this season I put the work in, man. Like I was grinding so hard every day, just like cycling lots. Like I cycled basically 100K this week, like just trying to get ready. So I don't know.
It was way too late to get ready this week.
Yeah. No.
That just makes you tired.
Yeah.
Let's work on your training.
Yeah. But no, I definitely feel like I improved a lot. Like throughout the season, I noticed the improvement. So I just maybe want to train even harder and ride even more. So, you know, it's when you notice it, that helps a lot. And yeah, no, I felt good today, and the track was gnarly. I liked it. Nice, man.
Well, congrats, finishing strong. Yeah, I'm going to kind of work my way into here and kind of see what kind of nonsense is going on now. Yeah. But congratulations, man. Good job. And I know I'll see you very soon.
Yeah, sounds good.
See you, Julien.
See ya.
All right, Julien Benek. So we're going to, I'm not sure if I even finished talking about what happened, but let's dive in here and see what everybody's doing here. We gotta get, nobody wants to hear me drone on anymore, right? We've heard,
Walk and talk.
We're walking, we're talking. Coming in. Guys, I was just saying earlier, I have been to a lot of Canadian Nationals. I'm on record as saying that was, I think, the best Canadian National I've ever been to.
Woo!
Dude, was this not insane? This is incredible. Talk about, could you just, how happy were you guys with what it looked like in here?
Super happy. Yeah, very happy. Am I supposed to look at you or the camera? What are we looking at?
It shows you what's on the camera.
Yeah, am I supposed to look at the camera?
So just look at the
no, look at the camera. Yeah, talk to the. That's why I try to put it behind my eyes.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, that was huge. We just kept watching people rolling in, and it felt good. Like, really good.
And let me add this too. I don't know if there was a last minute change or what happened, but Brett on the mic, although I was a bit late sometimes getting to the start, dude, great job, and that was a huge improvement.
He's a natural. He really is.
Thank you. I want to do my own event. Actually, I did say this. It was either we said this earlier in the week, it was either gonna be me or Galdi doing that, because I feel like through the week you kind of, I don't know, it's just there's lots of big moments and we want to make sure they're always celebrated, like Moffs. Moffs had to be celebrated.
Too, you have a connection with the people that are here, so you can like recognize what they kind of gravitate towards as far as storylines go.
No, it was good.
Yeah.
And again, I must say, it wasn't against Ryan. It was the newer guy.
Galdi can do it too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
And it helps when she's like, her and I work together, so she's feeding people, and I can just look back there, and she knows I need that person at this time, and we're good.
It was actually Charlie and I, because it takes two people to like wrangle those riders.
And you know how I can tell when it's really good? When I have a hard time riding my bicycle through the crowd.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, it was crazy. And you had to set up, like, he's had, like, the vendors over here were packed, you know what I mean? There were people everywhere. It was really good. So I just wanted to say, kudos, guys.
Thanks.
Ended strong the season, that's for sure.
Thanks,
oh, it's all
Billy.
Mel.
Oh, yeah.
She does.
Queen of Walton,
She's
right?
the look. She's lipstick. I'm the pig.
I'd like to see this guy get involved.
For what?
On Sundays.
Soon enough.
Okay. Awkward close-up?
That's Billy's gig. It's awkward.
Awkward, it starts with awkward. As long as the first word is awkward, I'm good.
Out of it. That's all I can.
Yeah. All right, who should we go talk to next, guys? You can run this walk and talk.
Well, there goes. You know what? There's a couple under there.
I did talk to Tyler came over, Gibbs.
Kerry here ran all staging all week.
We'll probably go to riders.
You can talk to JC. Who do I see back there?
Yeah, then the other...
JC. Look at JC. Hey, he sponsors the event and he's helping their tent. So I want to know if we can get him over here to help us.
Is that part of our deal? Is that part of our deal?
All right, we'll see. There goes Ron. Good job, Ron.
Thanks, Billy.
All right, let's take a walk over here. Let's watch people work for a second. Yo!
Yeah, these ones here. These girls.
No, I'm gonna, no, that's...
Yeah, you should.
No!
Yeah.
No! No!
We're being good.
All right, we're gonna go over here. Who we got? These guys are working. That's how did he get yanked into this? Look at the hair on Dylan, by the way. Look at that. He's really got it on. He looks like a beetle. Looks like a bloody beetle.
No one cares. Just hold it.
Oh, they're getting all mad at each other. I'm gonna watch guys get mad at each other. Dan, is everybody getting mad at each other doing this?
Yeah. They're all fighting. They're all fighting.
Everyone's getting mad about it. These guys are just over here watching. Uh-oh, I'm in. I think there's one there now. No! These guys just have a front row seat to watching these guys yell at each other. I can't believe, Don, I feel like you're the kind of guy who'd want to jump in there and help.
Not at all. Not even a little.
All right, here I see, what do we have over here? Shawn's still trying to drive that thing. He can't find the way out. Look at Ev, she's all dressed up for the evening. Let's get her. She's got civvy clothes on.
Oh no.
Yellow nails. Ev, that was pretty cool. Congratulations. 10-time champ here. 40 times Trans-Can champ.
40.
Stats are all wrong always. Let us know, how did that feel? How was that? I mean, it was obviously you were in tough today. Jordan, you were happy that you were so close to her because last time you said you weren't. You haven't been that close. Talk about how it went today.
Yeah, today was a good day. Obviously, I was a little nervous when I heard that they're stupid.
Oh,
Obviously,
geez,
okay.
Got a sledgehammer on here.
I was a little nervous.
It's not going to be Ed. You've been drinking all afternoon.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Don't listen to them. Yeah, so obviously I was a little nervous hearing that Jordan was here. I raced her last October and I could keep up for a few laps, but not to say I could battle or really stay with her. So I was a little nervous coming into here today. I know I've gained a lot of speed, but I figured so has she. And then I think I did okay considering, I rode a pace I don't usually ride. So in both motos I made a mistake that ended up costing me, being able to stay with the lead.
I want to touch on that for a second because
Yeah.
your dad felt what I feel. Okay, so I'm out with my camera, you point the camera, someone falls right in front of you, and sure enough, you go look in the picture and the person was looking right directly into the lens. Your dad was at the fence cheering away there, and you fell right there, and the next lap, he backed way off.
I honestly, I didn't even know, and then he told me, and I was like, you know what, you jinxed it. But yeah, it was a good moto. The first one I started behind Jordan, but I was able to make a good pass and stay out front, and then I did, I think, a lap and a half out front, and then I just made kind of a stupid mistake, and then the second one I started up front, kept her behind me for a few laps, and then she ended up passing, and after she passed I fell and tipped over. But like I said, riding at the pace we were riding at, it was tough, and I was trying new lines to get around and try to keep her behind, and I just made a few mistakes that I wasn't used to riding this fast, so it happened. But it's part of the job, it happens.
How weird is it to hear Ev here in Canada talking about having a being surprised she could keep up with somebody. That doesn't happen very often. So it's kind of a interesting role reversal.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, like, I know Jordan is an icon. Like, we've raced together for so long, and she's been quite a bit faster than me for a few years now. So to be able to keep up and even pass her in the first moto, to me, it meant a lot. Maybe to her, she wasn't riding her best or she didn't know the track, but you know what? It is what it is. To me, it was a good moto, and I had fun, and I was able to show myself and other people that I had good speed too, and it's not just because I was riding Canada that I was winning.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on yet another title.
Thank you.
Coming back next year?
Yeah, for sure. Next year, yes. We'll see after.
All right. That's Ev. Thank you. See you guys. All right, let's take a little walk over here. See what we got. We got a group here. There's he's drinking Red Bull, so that's not too bad. I'm not sure what he's got mixed with there. Everyone makes it say, "Oh no, I'm coming into Quinn. Coming into Quinn." He's on board. He's even got a sign.
Oh yeah, signed by them and the mechanic.
You got his
Of course, of course. How can I not?
Awesome.
How can I not?
True, true. Who wants to talk about their day? How'd it go, man? You got a good start. You actually got a good start.
I had a couple good starts. It was good, yeah. And then I don't know. First moto I was with those guys, and then second moto I was kind of in no man's land. But then Ryder had a little tip over and lost his back brake, so I got ahead of him and got fourth, which was nice. But he sealed the deal in Moto 1. That's why I got the shirt on. And so I think he was kind of just like, we'll sail it in for the year, have a safe year. But yeah, can't complain about the day. Still nursing the fingers, so at fourth place is, I'm happy with the fourth
dark
place.
Skin come off yet?
No, it's still sitting there. It's still hanging. I think I'm gonna get it cut off this week. I think I'm gonna get it cut off because it got infected after Deschambault and stuff. Because it's like my finger's like, what are we doing with this dead part? So it's getting infected and it's causing problems. So we'll get it cut off. We'll get it cut off.
All right, buddy. Hey, you look good out there.
Thank you.
So I'll have some fun now. You okay? Are you okay? All right, here's Ryder, the champ, the defending champ. I missed, he wouldn't even do a one-hander for me earlier. What happened? You wouldn't do a one-hander? No,
one-hander off the jump?
I wanted an old school cross-up.
Oh, you want an old school cross-up?
I got there late and I missed all your jumps.
Yeah.
How'd it go, buddy? Oh, Coach, today you did what you had to do. You knew what you had to do. You had that trouble, but it probably didn't hurt as bad knowing it didn't really matter, right?
Yeah, I mean, the goal was to go out wrapped up in the first moto, got a good start, and got into the lead pretty early, and then just started clicking off some laps. But second moto was a little bit of a struggle. Me and Noah pushed pretty wide on the start, so we were, I don't know, fifth I think it was, and then yeah, I started going pretty good, but I went on the inside before the natural and slid out, and then Harrison got around me, and then I was trying to hang with him and keep with him and maybe try and get him back, but then front brakes went away, and then like for like 2 laps I had like no rear brake. Rock must have got stuck in there or something. Ended up going down like the first corner with that and fallen. Then my starter got like shoved under my throttle. I couldn't get it going, and I was like struggling because I was like, oh, I need to go. And then Quinn got by me, but whatever, it is what it is, I guess.
Quinn, he's wearing your supporter shirt, so you gotta be happy. Where does this ladder go? It goes up.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely better to know that I had it wrapped up already in that second moto, not being stressed out, but it was good day, good season.
You doing the indoor stuff?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm gonna go.
Going south. He's going south.
I think I'm gonna go train and get ready for Ironman, and then go to France, and then figure some stuff out for next year, I guess.
I'm going to all those places.
Yeah, we'll see you there, Billy.
All right, buddy. Well, I'm not going to bug you about what happens next year because we're hoping to go south, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Boom. All right, buddy. Thanks for chatting. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Cool. I'm going to just kind of boogie down here, see who's still here. I don't know if anybody is. Who do we have over here? See a whole lot going on down there. Just kind of giving you guys just a, if you're at home and you're wondering what's going on, this is what happens now. Final round. Everyone just kind of hanging out. All right, before we end this, we got to talk with the champ here, the other champ. the 450 champ, multi-time, undefeated again, did it again. Dylan, congratulations on another incredible season.
All right, thank you, appreciate it.
How does it feel? I mean, you were okay to talk about it anyway, but how does that feel, man, to go 2 seasons unbeaten?
Yeah, no, it feels good. Yeah, the hard work pays off when you do that, and yeah, it's not just me, it's the whole team. Put a great program together for me, and we did it again, and obviously, you know, we're all stoked, and we're going to celebrate tonight for sure. And yeah, I think it was another good season, and yeah, couldn't write it any better, honestly. A couple struggles at the start, but you know, that's what happens when you take 6 months off the bike. So,
hey, let's talk about that. What happened out there? Because you fell right in the Honda corner, which is kind of odd. But talk about that. I mean, you were kind of funny when you talked about it up on the stage there and stuff. You went down twice in that first one?
Yeah, well, I got the whole shot for once. I thought I was going to make life easy on myself, but yeah, first lap came around and watered the track a bit. I slid out and high-sided. Crashed actually pretty good, and then picked myself up. I think I was trying to pass him off for a second. I was taking an outside rut, but then like a rock or something hit my bike into neutral, and then I just tipped over. And yeah, way she goes. I mean, the track was gnarly, but I was able to kind of put some good laps in and yeah, get the win, and I guess that's what matters in the end.
Absolutely. Hey, now I've been talking about, and I was talking to Brett and Mel about it. I think the looks of this, the way it looked here today, and the people that were here, this might have been the best Canadian National I can remember. Could you sense that as a rider? Were you getting the cheers? Hey, and I got a 2-part question. Who did you salute over the catapult there?
No, some guys from Blythe actually, they came and talked to me, but they were doing like this. They were like sync rowing while I was coming by, and it was hilarious. So I couldn't help but laugh and give them a little salute. It was funny. A couple fans, yeah, it was odd. It was funny. But yeah, I mean, to the Walton, I think, you know, weather was good, and I mean, Brett and Mel do an amazing job with the track, so I think that helps. And yeah, people came out and cheered us on, and I think it was awesome. Okay, now if anybody is wanting more Canadian moto content and they have a vehicle and they want to load it up, you've got a couple cool things coming up. You're not done, man. What's you're going to tell us what I
you're
got
doing?
another busy few weeks ahead of me here. Yeah, drive home tomorrow and drive to Budds Creek on Thursday. I think we got to be there, and yeah, go try my hand at those boys down south and see what I can do. Hopefully do some damage, and yeah, see where I stack up. Hopefully get some good finishes, and then yeah, like I said, try and maybe do the last GPs, not sure yet, and yeah, Nations. So it's going to be a busy couple months. I am fitting in a little honeymoon to Greece in the middle of that. So yeah, so yeah, it's going to be busy.
Are you doing Ironman too?
Yeah. So
okay,
I'll do
Budds Creek and
Budds and Ironman. Yeah, I'll do the last 2 U.S. Nationals. So it's not done for me. I got those are kind of like privateer-ish. I'm driving down and kind of doing it with my mechanic, but yeah, it should be fun.
Nice. Now I saw you at Ironman last time. I know certainly one of the motos didn't go well for you. I remember something.
No, I knocked myself out and couldn't race the second one. It was great.
Okay,
I've never raced on a 450, so I'm excited for that.
Okay. What's your Budds Creek history?
Last time I was at Budds, I think, I don't know, I went like 11-10 or something in the 250 class.
Do you like that track?
I do like that track. I kind of grew up doing some regionals and stuff there, so yeah, and it's kind of like here, it's ready, side of the hill, you know, a little tighter, so kind of suits my style a little bit.
Nice. And then Donation's coming up. It's going to be good, so he's busy.
Yeah, yeah, busy. Cheer me on, everybody. Follow along. It's going to be a journey and a half.
All right, well, I'm sure you're going to be thrilled, but I'm going to be at almost all of those things. So.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to see you. Yeah, it'd be awesome.
All right, buddy, congrats.
Thank you.
Go have some fun. I'm going to go wrap this up.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it, Billy. Cheers.
Hey, buddy. See you, man. Dylan Wright. I mean, what can you say? It's going to be interesting to see how he does when he heads south. I know he's done a bunch. It's kind of tough, though, when you do, like, the one-offs, right? Because you do the one-off races, and then you do one, something happens, like you knock himself out. It's like, oh, okay, that didn't go so well. You're like, so anyway, hopefully he does 2 in a row. Ends up being pretty good. Hopefully that's cool to see that he's doing that. So yeah, if you're looking for 1 or 2 more motocross road trips, Budds Creek, you go to Baltimore, you go right through Washington, D.C., you can do some sightseeing, and then Ironman, you go through Indianapolis, and that one's not so exciting, but yeah. So anyway, that's gonna do it for this one. Let's wrap it up there. Thank you very much to the Canadian Race Tech Service Centers. Be sure to check it out where you can find those guys. Get your suspension looked at, updated, done, redone, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed a little walk and talk. Might have been a little droney on-y, the going through the motos and stuff like that, but I wasn't sure. I wanted to get that done before we wandered in to see the guys in the pro pits and stuff. So all right, time to shut this off, and yeah, enjoy yourselves, and we'll talk to you somewhere soon from the sidelines.
Hey, I'm walking here.